Late at night, they jumped me, stole my cash, dumped my bags on the ground, and beat me up before taking off. When I woke, I remembered nothing. I crawled into the station restroom and passed out there. The security guard dragged me to the hospital, and the doctors soon pronounced me dead. After everyone left, I suddenly came back to life and shoved my smashed nose back into place. The next day, I turned up on the beach. A homeless guy stole the only shoes I had left. 2 little boys saw I was alive and ran home to tell their dad. And that's how this kind family saved me. They lived in a shipping container house, not rich by any stretch, but the woman still cooked their last rice into porridge to feed me, and I could tell the kids were absolutely drooling. The man worked nights at a nearby factory. The woman changed my dressings, and I couldn't for the life of me remember anything before that. The next day, the husband came home from work. The 2 good kids washed their father. Then he put on a suit and said he'd take me out to eat. Out meaning the welfare center's Friday meal. When we picked up the food, a woman gave me a weird look. After we ate, we went to the pub. He'd just been paid and wanted to buy me a proper drink. And while talking, he noticed my hands looked like I'd done hard labor. So he knocked back 5 pints and pretty much drank his whole meager paycheck away. On the way home, he grabbed a stick, thinking a whack might bring my memory back. The local sheriff helped me find an old shipping container to crash in. Rent was $100 a week. He warned me if I didn't pay on time, he'd set his dog on me. I cleaned the place up, an electrician hooked up power, and I scavenged usable furniture and an old phonograph. One day I went to open a bank account, but a big guy with a gun shoved me aside because he wanted to pull money from a frozen account. Luckily, the teller cooperated and led him to the vault where they handed over a frozen $240,000. But after he got the cash, he locked the 2 of us in the vault. The teller smashed the fire door and we got out. She took her statement and left, and I got arrested because I didn't even know my own name. Thank God I'd seen movies and knew to call for help. The woman who ran the meal line at the welfare center got me a lawyer, which forced the station to let me go. But the cops had already plastered my photo everywhere. I went to a bar to drink, and the guy who'd robbed me tracked me down. He apologized about that day and told his awful story. He owned an engineering business, bought 2 new machines, and then the bank pulled the loan accusing him of dishonesty, bought the machines cheap, and flipped them for 3 times the price. His bank account got frozen. He couldn't pay his workers and had to let them go, and he figured this was the only way. The money he took from the bank was just to pay his guys. He wanted my help. He took me to his place, laid out envelopes with the cash already split and labeled, gave me a cut, and asked me to deliver them and apologize to the workers on his behalf. The moment I stepped out the door, I heard gunshots inside, but I didn't lose faith. I followed every address to the letter and handed each packet into the workers' hands. That day, the police found me after getting a call from my wife. She said my name was Jack and I worked as a welder at the plant. At first, the cops were suspicious because she'd known I'd gone missing and never called before. That sent me into deep thought. Then the welfare woman took me to the station and I boarded the train home. At home, my wife was icy, and from her I learned I'd been hooked on gambling, blown the family savings, we'd fought constantly, and eventually divorced. Seeing she'd built a new family, I sensibly went back to the community that had taken me in. There I ran into the thugs who'd attacked me before. They were ready to beat me again, but my gut told me to grab a stick first and it freaked them out. The neighbors rushed out. It turned out those thugs had been terrorizing the community for ages, and the sheriff hauled them off. I went back to the welfare center and saw that girl. Maybe she's the one who can stick with me till the end.